Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Wednesday. It's a hump day, September 25th, 2024. Just double checking my clock. And so at 10:19 a.m. today, we are getting ready for another hurricane. Super pumped about that. But it does make a good excuse to not do any work. So if any of my clients are watching, just ignore that last sentence, please. Anyway, we're talking Ryan Day press conference highlights. What did the coach have to say? I'll kind of sift through his quotes and kind of give you my interpretation, the non-coach speak versions. But hey, say a prayer for everybody in the Gulf Coast. It looks like this hurricane's coming up right now. It's picking up steam. It's going to be probably a Category 3 by the time it hits us Thursday evening night. So I'll be fine. My wife and I will be fine. We're on the second floor of a very sturdy building built in the 70s, and our car is in the second floor of the parking garage right next door. So we'll be fine. We don't have any power lines. All of our power is like buried, as far as I know. So could lose some internet access. So who knows? Maybe down a couple. I may have to do some impromptu daily blitzes from my cell phone. We'll see. But I'm very concerned. Actually, I'm most concerned about this Georgia-Bama game. That does not look good. Looks like the path is going to go right along the west coast of Florida. It's going to crush the panhandle as usual. It's like a magnet for hurricanes, and then up through Alabama. So the thing's massive. This thing is like the wind will be felt in a 400-mile radius as it moves up. So anyway, that's weather. That's talking weather here on the Buckeye Daily Blitz. So anyway, let's get into Ryan Day's press conference. We're going to start off with Will Howard and the quarterbacks. He said Will has made some great downfield throws in practice. He's really improved on the deep balls since he's arrived. And the thing that you're looking for as a coach is everything you're seeing in practice is translating to the games. So you get very concerned as a coach if you're seeing one thing in practice, like this guy's kicking ass in practice, which it does happen to some players. This guy's killing it in practice, then he gets in a game and like bright lights and he melts or something. So, but they're not having that problem with Will Howard. Practice is what they see in the game. So, but as we know, things are the heat is going to get cranked up as you start Big Ten play. Ryan Day just talked about Will Howard always providing good feedback on the offense and what he's seeing. He has the, best view of anybody. Howard's always been good in the film room as well. So Ryan was asked about seeing more downfield throws by the offense as they evolved. He said, "We always want to be able to run it right at you." He said, "But they also want to run it wide and throw it wide and throw downfield." So he wants to be able to do everything, obviously. But part of that is taking what the defense is giving you, right? So you have to adjust accordingly. So if they're playing deep, then you throw it short or you run it. This is common, right? But the key is when a defense takes something away, can you get to the next thing, right? So that's where it's on Will Howard to get them in the right play. If you've got a loaded box with 8, 9, 10 dudes, then obviously you got to chuck it. You probably want to take a deep shot then. But anyway, he was asked about Devin Brown. He said Devin had a good third down conversion. He missed a couple of throws. He didn't play enough to have a big, like a great evaluation, but every play gets evaluated, of course. They still want to move the ball downfield and score points. He is the number 2 right now, but everybody has an opportunity to compete at every position. So kind of opening the door there. We've all been saying it, that we want to see Julian Sayin get those second team reps. So he's kind of opening the door by saying there's a competition always, so moving to wide receivers, just a quick little blurb here. He talked about Carnell Tate's accountability, says it's tremendous. He has great attention to detail, both in blocking and route running, and he's become a major part of the offense and on special teams. So he's on punt cover, I believe. Um, so yeah, I can't say enough. Friday on the live show, I'll have some video and screenshots of Carnell Tate getting downfield, making plays in the blocking game, perimeter blocking. This guy's taking it to a new level. So would love to see it from Buckeye wide receivers. Running backs. Ryan Day said that both running backs have been excellent in how they're sharing the load and supporting each other. Um, they're both the player of the game this past week. Both Quinshawn and Trey were players of the game, and they know it's a long season. On the T formation, the robust T, he said it gives them balance, and we'll continue to build on it as the season goes on. So keep an eye out for that, future Big Ten teams. Ryan Day was asked about, do you feel good where the run game is right now heading into the Big Ten play? He said, quote, and this is the quote of the day. This really stood out to me. I bolded it here. He said, I don't feel good about anything. That's just my mindset. I don't. And he was very serious. This is very serious, almost somber. I don't know. Not. I didn't. I don't think he smiled once during the press conference, even when Tim May was asking questions. I think he was. I think he's taking his seriousness Ryan Day has to a new level here as Big Ten play comes up. So anyway, he continued on. He said that needs to be everybody's mindset. I think we're building a mindset. Um, you can feel it when the running backs are running like they are. More than anything, it's how hard you're playing down the field, finishing your blocks, finishing your runs. So yeah, I'd say the running backs are the epitome of finishing things. And we see it from the O-line too. It's not easy to see on TV because they're usually following the guy with the ball. So you don't see the guys that are still clearing out guys, running them off the sidelines, throwing them out of the club by the O-line. But on that O-line, Ryan Day said that guys are playing hard, running to the ball. They're getting up to the second level better. Pad level is lower. All important pad level. We know that. He said guys are rocking off the ball. That's a compliment from Ryan Day on the O-line. RBs are running hard, and things are headed in a good direction. I don't know if there's a place you could really nitpick at with the running backs and the run blocking. On the right guard. So in case you missed it, they've kind of reopened this right guard battle between Tegra Shabola and Austin Saraveld. He said both are playing well right now, but Tegra is going to start for now. But he said we know we're going to need those guys. It's a long season. All these positions, you're going to need multiple players. So he was asked how do you balance cohesion with building depth on the O-line? So by rotating two guys at a position, does that affect building a 5-man cohesive unit? He said giving both Tegra Shabola and Austin Saraveld an opportunity to catch their breath is a good thing. That's how they practice. So the rest of the O-line has chemistry with whoever is in at right guard. So the guy who's sitting can also take a look at the iPad and see what happened. So kind of like mental reps, I would call it. So I don't have a problem if this is a short-term position battle that's kind of been reopened. We can't be doing this at Oregon, I don't think. I think you need to make this maybe Michigan State and Iowa and choose a winner, and let's roll with our solid 5. I don't want this position battle continuing into Oregon and on through the season. That doesn't seem like a positive idea. On Josh Simmons, Ryan Day said he's played much more physical this year. He's finishing more. He's put more time into studying, and he's more than a year into the system. So they're counting on him to be the left tackle they need to reach their goals. Quick little side turn here off the main road. We'll talk about the Jaden Fielding kickoff issue. He said there was a tweak in Fielding's leg that he felt early on. He struggled to make an adjustment. Dave told him he needs to communicate that better with the team, but he should be good to go from here on out. On a related note, Austin Snyder, the kicker that came in, he lost his black stripe yesterday. So Quinky Dink? I think not. All right. On the defense, Ryan Day talked about the D line. He said Tyleik Williams is day to day. He'll be out there today at practice. We'll see how it goes. And how did the D tackles do without Tyleik in the lineup? He said there was good play, but still needs to be more consistent play. I would echo that 1,000%. He said this is an opportunity for younger guys to take advantage of this need for depth. So he said it was a mixed bag. Taiwan Malone had some good moments. And he said everybody did, but there are also some clips where guys need to be better. When you're a backup, just having a couple good plays isn't enough. When they're in the game, they are counted on to be starter level. And at the bottom line is you either did your job or you didn't. And that applies to all positions, right? So on the pass rush, this was a point of contention that I brought up in my instant reaction and throughout the week. He said it's important that everybody understands that if an offense doesn't want to give up any sacks, they can run RPO every game or run the ball. You have to stop the run first. So that's Ryan Day's priority, and probably his orders to the defense is you have to stop the run first. He says the sacks will come. Stats aren't the end all be all. And he continued on, quarterbacks aren't going to take a five step drop. You have to defend what teams are trying to do. And the goal is first to stop the run, then disrupt the passing game. So that's very clear to me. He said it twice. Stop the run first. So that's your priority as a defender. If you're a defensive lineman, D tackle, D end, whatever, linebacker, stop the run first, then make your adjustments and get into the backfield on the quarterback. But again, to his point, teams are not going to take a 5-second or 5-step drop or they're just going to run RPOs and run the shit out of the ball. This is not anything new, but I think it's good for Ryan Day to send the message of what his priority is, and probably the defensive coaches have heard that. And last up here, Michigan State. On Michigan State, Ryan Day said Jonathan Smith has done a great job of establishing an identity at Sparty. He said they have a really good young quarterback who can beat you with his feet and his arm. They caught everybody's attention when they won, at Maryland. So that should give a young quarterback a lot of confidence. And he said their defense is really well coached. So tomorrow we'll do Jim Knowles' press conference highlights and a little bit of Will Howard. Will Howard came in after Knowles, and so we'll kind of mix it up there with the defensive coordinator and the QB with a couple of quotes. So please hit like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you're listening on podcasts, please make sure you follow the show in your favorite app. So I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.